Alright, it's about 10 o'clock on March 1st. We just packed up our camp. We just spent our first night in the Smokies. And we're planning to do about 11.5 miles to the shelter. Yeah, we didn't get mauled by a bear our first night, so probably won't get worse than that. We spilled a little food beside our tent. Yeah. We were in a tent. Most people stay in the shelters in the Smokies, so yeah. Probably won't get more nerve-wracking than last night. We didn't even hear or see anything, so all's good. But there are a million bugs out because it's so hot up here. It's like 60 or 70, and the bugs are already pretty horrid. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, about to get on our way. Alright, second night in the Smoky Mountains over with. It's March 2nd. So that's day 30, I think. And yeah, it rained all night. It's supposed to be thunderstorms, but they were a mile or two away. Today we're gonna try and do 12 miles. We did 12 yesterday, 12 today. And hopefully we get there before it starts pouring again. We'll see. And apparently it's supposed to be wind gusts of up to 75 miles per hour tomorrow evening as well, so that should be fun. Maybe we'll try and make it to Newfound Gap and get out for a day, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. The weather's pretty ick ever since we got up here, honestly. We'll see.
Kind of spooky and eerie, but it looks like a, I don't know, pine or a little evergreen micro forest up here. Past another one that wasn't more than like 50 feet by 50 feet or something. Just goes to show how cool the climate is up here and how unique and everything is. But yeah, pretty cool. A little eerie, a little spooky. Glad I'm not doing this in the pitch black. About half hour from pitch black, but yeah. And then there's the shelter. My salvation's just down there after 14 miles.
Alright. Just made it up the steepest part of our trek today, up to Klingman's Dome. I'm probably about a quarter mile away from this fire tower itself, but winds are already pretty bad. It's like 45-mile-an-hour winds up top already. Been pouring off and on, but yeah, I don't know, I'm still having a good time even though I'm cold and wet. Feels good to get the hardest part of the day out of the way. It's all downhill from here. And we're just gonna try and make it to a set of bathrooms at the road that leads to town because they already closed the road last night. And as bad as it is now, this is only half as bad as it's gonna get. It's supposed to be thunderstorms and up to 85 miles per hour winds later tonight. So yeah, we're trying to get down the mountain as fast as we can, but I don't know, still having the time of my life. Welcome the challenge. And I don't know, I'm having fun even though it's ridiculous weather. I'll update at the fire tower. Alright, at the top of Klingman's Dome. It's getting windier. Maybe it's just because I'm at the top and there's absolutely nothing blocking it, I don't know. But it's getting windy, rain's picking up a little bit, so about to head down the mountain. But yeah.
They say you can get an amazing view, but it only appears clear maybe 1 out of 9 days. So 40 days a year is what I heard. You'll have a clear view.
Even when it's sunny out, there's usually a cloud on the tower is what some people were saying, so yeah. Rainstorms passed, but it's still got the high winds, 70 miles per hour gusts it can get up to right now, I think.
The sky's cleared up and it looks pretty beautiful. This is at Newfound Gap. This is where all the traffic comes into. Most of the traffic for the Smokies comes through. And there's one car down at the end of this parking lot,
but out of I think 6 or 7 of us walked through this parking lot, no one saw it until we walked back out. It was so foggy and rainy and windy, you couldn't see anything. But yeah.
Apparently there's a little SUV down there at the end. Who would have known?
We're all piled into the women's and men's bathroom in this little stone building down here. This is our shelter from the terrible rains and wind. And it's not that bad. But yeah. All right. Let's see, we're halfway through the Smokies and we took shelter in a bathroom last night because the winds were gusting up to 85 miles an hour and the temperature dropped to freezing 32 degrees. So 7 guys split between 2 bathrooms, all hiding there, slept in a bathroom. I don't know how many people can say they slept in a bathroom.
Don't forget the homeless guy snoring all night.
Yeah, there was a homeless guy or a guy hiking. He claimed he was hiking the Dragon's Tail or whatever, but he didn't have anything with him. I gave him my space blanket and some Cliff Bars. Another guy gave him some of his freeze-dried meals he had extra of and cooked them for him. But yeah, that dude was struggling. But the one thing he didn't struggle with was snoring like a T-Rex through the entire night.
Ooh.
The people through the concrete wall on the other side in the women's bathroom could hear him snoring plain as day and claimed they saw rippling effects from his level of snoring in the toilets. So that just goes to show you how loud it was. I had earplugs in as far as they would go, and my ears were hurting from the earplugs, and it still sounded like a man was just right in my ear snoring the whole night. Like he was just incredibly loud. But yeah, it was a terrible hike yesterday. Everyone else did about 10 miles. I did about 11 because I took a side trail under Clingman's Dome. But I'm like, well, it's the highest point in the AT, and I'm out here. I might as well go hike up to the top because I'm never going to come back here again probably. So I hiked 0.6 up a super steep road straight up the mountain to go to Clingman's Dome. And hiking on steep roads is a lot harder than just going up a hill with roots and rocks and stuff. And and then the whole way down, I don't know if it was raining or it was wind blowing every single drop of water off the tree as I walked past. Same with Max.
It was both. It was raining and that.
But yeah, we were soaked to the bone, and I made it in before the real rain started.
I did not.
Yeah.
I walked through the pouring rain and the hurricane force winds.
Yeah. Wasn't fun. We were basically walking through like a stream. It was like more than a creek. It was like a stream. There was water running down the entire path of the trail. It was not fun. Soaked to the bone. Shoes had an extra pound of water in each one. Doesn't matter what waterproof just means the water ain't leaving your shoe after it gets in when you're stepping in the mud and water above your ankles. There's just no stopping that. So that was a grand old time. But we had our dry clothes and we completely changed when we got to the bathrooms. And that was fun. Then we just talked for a while, but yeah. Smokies haven't been too bad so far. The first half was definitely a harder hike. Some of the highest elevations on the AT. So yeah, but the second half shouldn't be as bad. It's a little bit of an ascent 1 or 2 days, but like overall it's mostly pretty minor up and down, pretty almost dare say flat, but it's not really flat. And then like the last day is like 7 or 8 miles, just mostly descent down to Standing Bear Farm, I think it is. But yeah, I don't think anything else funny happened. You got anything to add, Max?
Oh yeah, the day we did 14 miles, I got stuck out after dark. I could see 5 feet in front of me with my headlamp on its brightest setting. It was not a fun 2-mile walk to the shelter through that.
Yeah, we had to pull 14 miles one day. That was a long day. It was like all uphill too. It wasn't very fun, and we were exhausted when we got into camp that night. But still wasn't like this. We had better sleep there than in the bathroom though, just because this guy snoring. It was ridiculous. It was really rough for that, but yeah. And we came into town this morning. We stood outside waiting for the park gates to open because they closed Highway 441 or Interstate 441, whatever it was.
It was 421.
It's 441.
Okay, never mind that.
Yeah, and we waited until like 8:30 when they finally opened the gates. And then I guess people wait for them to open them because there are people coming up within 10 minutes of the the gates opening, and yeah. Some guys got a shuttle into town, but me and Max were lucky enough to get a really nice gentleman. Came up looking for a view, but realized he was in the wrong spot or something and wasn't where he wanted to be, and he offered to drive us back into town free of charge. So we got a free trip back into Gatlinburg, and everyone else paid about $40, so that works out. And then our friend Sloth, who recently got off the trail due to a knee injury, is offering to drive us up in the morning, so that's really nice of him. And he got us some dinner, a little greasy hole in the wall.
It was good though.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be that good, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good food. Yeah, and then we got to see firsthand how terrible the traffic in Gatlinburg is, even when it just turned into March, and there's like not really any reason for there to be a lot of tourists, but I guess the weekend is reason enough because the streets are crowded and packed.
Oh yeah.
With idiots behind the wheel everywhere. We're just looking at all the license plates and we're like, oh, makes sense. Oh, yup, makes people just don't know what they're doing here. It's like through the town, it's like 2 lanes, 1 lane going each way, and it's just bumper to bumper through town. Kind of miserable. So really got to thank Sloth for driving us around to resupply today and getting us food. Yeah, and then got a bit of our food here. This is our room. Watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's on TV, and this is I'm doing laundry, and this is what it looks like so far. All that dirt and grime coming off. Really quite wonderful. But there's no washing machines or anything here, and the laundromat's across town. And we're not walking to that because we're tired. So yeah, we're gonna do laundry in the tub and I don't know, dry it with a hair dryer and hang it up or something.
Somehow,
that's our goal for the day. So yeah, that's about it.
All right, I'm on top of Charlie's Bunyan right now. It's about 4 miles north of Newfound Gap. It is very windy. Apologize for that. Here comes Max. Can you see him? He's hiding. There he comes. Oh yeah, this is Charlie's Bunyan. It's one of the best views in the Smoky Mountains. And it is quite incredible, honestly. Very beautiful. We stayed up there in that cloud last night.
I have had these views all day today so far.
So 3 hours of this pretty much. Very beautiful, very amazing. And I hope I don't have to climb any of them. But yeah, every quarter mile or something I get a view like this. It's really amazing.
All right, we did about 13 miles today. It's 18 to Standing Bear Farm, which is officially the other end of the Smokies. Woo! Tomorrow we should come across a fire tower. That'll be fun. We gotta decide how far we want to go though. It's all downhill. It's like 16 miles of downhill. So if we really wanted to, we might be able to do it, but our knees and feet would not, they'd be burning. They'd be hating us. Dogs barking. It'd be rough. We'd take a beating, but who knows? We might want to. Just to have a real bed, even though it hasn't been that long since Gatlinburg. Yeah. Max just tried Spam for the first time. I'll probably try my Spam tomorrow. A hiker named Sloth each gave us a single while we were visiting him in Gatlinburg. And he liked it, said it was alright, but I don't know, nothing really tastes too terrible out here on the trail. Except for these dehydrated meals called Alpine Air we had. Those are probably the worst we've tasted. I didn't even eat half of mine. It just wasn't worth it. They're nasty. But yeah, nothing too bad. There's about 6 or 7 of us in the shelter.
Some people eating.
And so these shelters are double-decker in the Smokies, but the underside or the lower level keeps shrinking. I swear it gets 6 inches smaller every time. So you just keep banging your head if you're on the bottom, or you have to like army crawl at this point because they just keep shrinking and getting shorter and shorter. It's ridiculous, but yeah. The tops are always bowed, so either sleep flat or are crawling in and out of your sleeping bag. So you gotta pick your poison kind of thing. But yeah, nothing too bad. I'll get a picture of that probably. But yeah, it's fun. Privy. This is what luxury looks like right here. Man, you start to love privies. Better than cat holes. Squatting against a tree or whatever you gotta do. Way better. But yeah, that's about it. Some bear cables where we hang our food. But yeah, haven't seen any bears yet. Haven't had any issues. So, yep.